Thanks for joining me. Today I wanted to show you 5 of my favorite things. I'd like to do a series of videos for you guys pulling out some of my favorite things that I didn't know about or I don't feel are very popular that more people should know about because of how much I love them and how great I think they are. So the first thing I have to show you guys is my Lululemon scarf, and I am just obsessed with this. I don't know if you guys have ever had anything from Lululemon before. If you have a store near you, you can go in and look at the stuff. But their stuff is just crazy comfortable. This thing is like yoga pants for your neck. It's stretchy. It's the same like thick material that they have. So this keeps you really warm, and you can wear it casual if you just want it to look nice, or if you actually need a scarf to keep you legitimately warm. I wore it skiing the other weekend and it worked fantastic for it. This one is sort of their signature. So Vinyasa is the name of the scarf. And it has these snaps that run down the end of it, so you can snap it together, and then it creates an infinity scarf. And you can also like twist the scarf and snap it different ways to make like a shawl, and you can do it with a hood. And I think there's even a video that shows like 10 ways you can wear it. And I'll link that below so if you guys can watch it so you can see what I mean. It's just awesome, and it comes in a huge variety of colors. I know they have them in like fuchsia, and they have like other versions of black and gray and teals, and you get the idea. A variety of colors. I just love it, and I think everybody should own one, and they make a really good gift. They do run about $50 or so, so if you probably might not want to spend that much on a regular scarf for yourself, and maybe you do, that's fine, but they do make a great gift, because I know a lot of people wouldn't buy a scarf that is quite that expensive. They're just so useful and so versatile, and anyway, I love it. I have nothing but great things to say about it. The next thing on my list is a little different, and that is my Williams-Sonoma The Essentials cookbook, and this is the Italian one. I also have Latin America and a baking one, and they were given to me as gifts, actually, all of them were. If you are someone who's into cooking or needs a gift idea for someone who likes to cook, this is a great one. A couple of things to say about one. I take the sleeves off of my book, so they actually do come with the sleeve on. I just take it off, and these are so pretty. Like if you can see in the light, they have sort of a metallic color to them, and they're all different colors. So like my Latin American one's like an olive green, and the baking one's some other color. I can't remember. So I'll go into a few of my favorite parts of it. And that is at the beginning, it sort of gives you like a history of the cuisine that you're eating. So in the Italian one, it has like the regions of Italy, and it'll tell you like where certain dishes and sauces and pastas come from, so that when you're making it, you understand like the history of what you're making. Two of the other best parts about it that I love is that it'll have, this is maybe a bad example, maybe this is better. The recipes are a little more complicated than a normal cookbook, so this is not your 30-minute meals with 4 ingredients, and oh my gosh, like salt and pepper and you're good. This will have a lot more complicated list, but that's great if you're into cooking, or you're making a really nice meal for people and you want it to be something a little more complicated than just like lasagna or something. Not that anything wrong with lasagna, because that's in here too. But it has a lot of options for you of things that actually have more unique ingredients or different ingredients, and sort of push your boundaries on what you're able to cook. It has that and the recipe for it and how to make it. And then the best part is that it has a picture with every recipe. So if you're like me and when you're looking through a cookbook, you tend to make the things that there's a little picture of, because then you can see it and then you start to crave it and you're like, I have to have that, it looks so good. Well, this has it on everything, so you can flip through the pictures, and when you see it, then see what you have to do to make it. So that was a huge plus to me for this book, and all of them are that way. The Latin American one and the baking one the same way. And I just think that more cookbooks should do that, and they don't. I highly recommend them. They might actually be called something else now, but I'll link below to where you can buy these types of cookbooks. Again, they have them in all the different cuisines, so whatever you're into. Okay, the next thing on my list is a movie, and this is one of my favorite movies, and it came out in 1992, and this is a go-to wintertime, looking for some good, like a good rom-com that's just fantastic, and there hasn't been made like it since, and that is The Cutting Edge. Guys, if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. And I'm not talking about the sequels. I refuse to watch those. I see those all the time on like Netflix and all the other places. Don't even try. You're never going to be the original. This movie is hilarious. Guys, hilarious. You have to watch it. So it's about an ice skater, if you're not familiar. And she is Olympic, legit, great, this wonderful, bee's knees, super rich girl, the usual story. He is a hockey player, and he is a big deal as well, and he gets injured. Womp womp. Not really a spoiler. So then he takes up ice skating and is paired with her, and their goal is to go to the Olympics and win gold, guys. Win gold! So anyway, what happens is that he's sort of sarcastic, she's high maintenance, and most people hate her. And so it just creates this sarcastic one-liners every other minute. Just, it's solid gold, guys. And you just have to give it a try, because you're missing out, honestly, if you've not seen it. It's from 1992, so you know it's got a solid soundtrack of just the really 80s gems is what they are. And the leotards, it's so great. And I love to watch it in the winter months because obviously it's ice skating, so what you gonna do? The next thing on my list is a book, and this is one of my favorite books ever written. I'm obsessed with it, and any time I have the chance to tell someone to read it, I will, and so I'm going to do it now in a more public space. And it is called The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons. Now, first of all, if you have read this book, I want you to comment below, because I have yet to meet anybody who has read this that I don't personally know, because we've discussed it and I've told them to read it, or vice versa or something. Which my sister told me, so if you're not my sister, then dick. So you need to comment below, because I love hearing other people who have read this and what they think about this book, because it is one of my all-time favorites. This book is about a girl named Tatiana, and she grows up in Leningrad, St. Petersburg, Russia, and it is during World War II, and it tells her story of what she goes through, what her family goes through, and how she meets this man named Alexander, and I can't even. He is so perfect, it's unreal, honestly. I mean, when I was reading this book for like 2 weeks, I couldn't even look at anybody, because it wasn't going to cut it. This is so unreal, the story is unreal. And Tatiana, I mean, Paulina did a fantastic job writing a girl who everybody wants to be. This girl is just, I mean, she is the bravest, has most courage. I mean, I can't even understand or fathom what she went through. It's unbelievable. So it's her story during World War II of growing up in Russia during that time, which is also really interesting to see that perspective. I feel like this is the first book I had read, not that I read a ton of history books on the subject, but I will say that this is one of the first ones I read from the Russian St. Petersburg, Leningrad, that area. I will say though, you need to give it about 200 pages, because in the beginning it's a lot of Russian lingo. Not really lingo, but just like the names they all give each other, like Pasha, Babushka, Dasha, like it's very Russian sounding, at least in my mind. So it takes a while to kind of get into the flow of it, to understand who people are and that those are nicknames or what they call someone or something. So anyway, 200 pages in, if you don't like it, comment below and we'll have a personal discussion about it. One of my favorites, The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons. You gotta go get it. Lastly on my list for today is my Sam Vila Texturizer. If you can see it from the light, I don't know if you can tell, it's sort of like a crimper. It is a crimper, but it's got smaller, the wave in it is smaller, so unlike that like real obvious crimp, like the 80s style, this is sort of gives you like a crinkled hair look. So from far away you can't even tell anything's been done, except that it just looks a little like the shine's kind of gone, it kind of gives it more of a rougher look, which isn't the intent, but the intention is to give you texture, so that if you want to add volume to your hair, you can sort of do it around the crown and leave the top layer not texturized, so that it lays smooth over it. Or if you're like wanting to put all of your hair up in a bobby pin, your hair doesn't bobby pin very well. Like myself, I have what I've been told is kind of slippery hair. This works great. You can texturize right where you want to put the bobby pin and then bobby pin over it, and it'll grab the hair better. Or you can do your whole head, which I've also done. Takes a little longer, but it's really fun because you can get just ridiculous volume with your hair. Like if I do mine, it's unbelievable. Anyway, I'm a huge, huge fan of this. This is the Sam Vila one because when I got this, I don't think they were very common, and this was the only brand I was aware of that existed. I'm sure by now there are lots of others. Or if you guys are into hair stuff and know more, comment below, because they're great, and I can't imagine that the brand has much to do with it. So if you have pretty slippery, slick hair, or even thin hair, just want to add volume, this is a great, great product for that. So anyway, love it. Hidden gem. Well, that is everything that I have today for the 5 things. I will link information about each of them below if you're interested in getting any of them, or if you just want to read about them more. I'll put that all down below. And if you've experienced any of these, or if you have read them or seen them or used them, comment below because I would love to hear from you guys if you have thoughts on these, if you like them too, or if you hate them or think it's ridiculous or even on this list. These things just bring me joy and I wanted to share that with you. So thanks for watching. Bye.